And we are live? I swear I'm going to get this down much better as we get closer to this. I'm just going to wait a second to make sure that things start loading in. That indeed shows that I am live out there. Somebody could throw in a comment. That would be cool. That would help me know that I'm actually doing this right. This is the only thing I don't like about this deal. Let's stop. Oh, I see a like. That must mean that I'm alive, right? Is that true? Anybody leave a comment, just let me know that they're actually, that this is going live. Would be killer. But anyway, guys, I'm just gonna shoot from the hip and say that it's live and just go from there. Perfect, thanks Amy. Now I know that we are alive, and thanks Samantha as well. How are you guys doing? Welcome, Wonder Friends, episode 2. Should be much easier now because I do understand how this all works. I can see comments now, so I can see those things. So drop your kiddos' names into the comments on some of them, so that way I can kind of say hi to them and stuff like that. Be really kind of cool to be able to see who's out there watching and all that good stuff like that. Today I got a really cool thing that's really creative, and I'm going to end it with another really cool idea that I think that the kids will really like for tomorrow's episode. But anyway, welcome. Guys, I'm happy that you're here. There's no place that I'd rather be than talking to you right now, and it's really important, I think, for us to take a minute to get in that same mindset with ourselves. And what I would like for you guys to do, kids, just sit up big and tall. Take a big breath. A lot of things could be kind of freaky right now. Like a lot of times we're spending a lot of time at home. It's really good just to take a minute and just kind of check in with ourselves. Take a breath. Easy way to do that, just take a big breath on ourselves. And just remind ourselves something simple. Remind yourselves that I am smart, that I am kind, that I try my best. And remember that you are super fantastic. And when you tell yourself those things, you just breathe in, think about those things, you start to kind of just calm down, and you get to be present in the moment, and you're present with me. What's up, Porter and Harper? How you guys doing? Mason, what's happening? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping. Nolan, what's up? Anyway, so guys, here's the idea. What we're going to remind ourselves again today, just so everybody remembers me, I'm Jason Tharp, Chief Creator Dreamer at Wonderville Studios. I get paid to make up stuff. Kids, pretty cool gig. I hope one day you get paid to do the thing that you love to do right now as you get older and somebody pays you to do that. That to me is what I love doing. Thank you so much for having me into your living room slash classroom right now, right? Because there's a lot of stuff going on in the world right now that can kind of seem kind of weird. Just everybody a reminder, my username is on Facebook is Wonderville Studios, and also you can find me on Instagram at Wonderville Studios as well. So as we're going through all this stuff, there's a couple things that we talked about yesterday. One of the big things is, remember we talked about Sunny, right? And Sunny had his cup, his Star Buddy reminders, right? And I gotta tell you a little story about Sunny. There was something that happened that he was talking to me after the show, and he said that he was really nervous. And I was like, I was really nervous too, because I didn't know what I was gonna do, and I thought I would mess up. But there's something really kind of funny that happened to Sunny. You want to see what it is? Sunny kind of rainbowed himself a little bit, and he was a little embarrassed with it. And I tried to explain to him, sometimes when you don't know what you're doing, some things can go wrong, and that's completely cool. Like, we're trying, right? Because right now, a lot of things we don't really know what's going on, so we're trying our best. Same with me. Even though I was really nervous, I thought, I might as well give it a shot, because it's not going to be right the first time, but it's at least better than not trying at all. So that's what I decided to do, which kind of brings me to what Sunny's 3 Star Buddies are all about. If you remember right, we got kindness, you have your uniqueness, and you have practice. Those 3 things, right? Now, I'm going to focus on one today, and the one I want to focus on today is simple. I want to focus on the kindness part of it. Now, here's the thing about kindness. I hope by now you guys all know how important it is to be nice to other people, right? Seems pretty simple. There are a bazillion books out there about being kind. And that's great. And I love all of that. And I do think that there's nothing more important than being kind to other people. But there's one person that always gets kind of left out in that equation, and it's ourselves. A lot of times we don't spend a whole lot of time saying a whole lot of nice things about ourselves to ourselves. I know I'm guilty of this quite a bit, where I got stuck sometimes where I say the worst stuff to myself, even though I know it's not true. And none of that is really helpful for me because I know that none of it is true. So what's up, Amanda? Good to see you. Kale, how's it going? So it is like one of those things that when you say all these bad stuff to ourselves, it just kind of works in a negative way towards us because we have these things called feelings. Now, we have some feelings, right, that are good, right? Everybody, have you guys ever had a good feeling? Just raise your hand if you have. I could see some hands out there, right? Everybody's got their hands up. We have some good feelings. Good feelings are great. Good feelings are simple, right? When they're happening, we love them. Now, there's things that make up good feelings. You can get them, if we're thinking about emotions, we have happy, right? You have joking, laughing. Any of those things are like good feelings, right? Something, maybe you did something really hard and you were able to get through it, and it's awesome. You also have good feelings from things like your family and your friends and all of these different things like this. What's up, Brody? Good to see you, buddy. And all of those things make up good feelings, right? Easy, good feelings. We got them. We love them. Simple. But then sometimes what happens is good feelings can sometimes turn into sad feelings. Now, when we have sad feelings, this is what can be kind of confusing because sometimes the same things that brought us good feelings can also bring us sad feelings. We can have things with family, sometimes with our friends, right? Sad feelings are something like you're mad, right? You want to throw something, like you're just tired of something. You're just sad, maybe something bad happened and you don't know how to think through it. Or you just feel down in the dumps for the day, and that's just the way it is. And there's nothing wrong with any of one. There are good things about good feelings, and sometimes there's bad things about good feelings. And sometimes there's really good things about sad feelings. And like think about like so many good sad songs were written when somebody was sad, but to help them get through to their good feelings, right? So the key is understanding that when you're having good or bad feelings, right, that everybody has different types of feelings. And we don't really ever know what's going through somebody else's mind. And with yours, if you feel like you're ever stuck and sad, because what really we don't want to happen is, what's up, Tyson? How's it going? Sadie, Kyle, what's happening? Good to see you guys. So we get stuck sometimes, right? And I don't know if you've ever felt this way where some days you feel like you've had a big string of days where you felt sad for a long time and you get kind of confused. And sometimes what can happen is we can get embarrassed. And we're embarrassed because we think that there's something wrong with us. You guys ready for a secret? You're completely normal. Everybody feels this way sometimes. There's nothing wrong with you if you're stuck in sad feelings. Sometimes all it means is you're just confused about something. Sometimes it just means you need to talk to somebody. So here's an idea I would want you guys to think about. If you find yourself sad, because right now things are kind of weird, right? We don't really know. We're missing friends. We're not seeing our teachers. Our world has been kind of just all of a sudden just changed around. And it can throw us into sad, and we get stuck, and we feel like maybe there's something wrong. And I want you guys to know that there's nothing wrong with you, but I have an idea. We have all kinds of devices now. Maybe you're chatting with some of your friends you haven't seen for a while, or maybe you're talking to grandma and grandpa through your devices, or even with mom and dad and house. Don't be afraid to talk to them, because even though we're adults, we all know what it is like to feel sad sometimes. And sometimes just talking it through with somebody is a great way to change your good feelings. Your sad feelings to good feelings. Write a song, make some art, do some different things that gets all of that stuff out of your brain, and you get to make room for good stuff, right? Because we all want good stuff. Now, if you're somebody that is stuck in good all the time, first off, congratulations. You're a rarity. You truly are a unicorn, and right on. But I want a favor to ask of you. Take some of your magic that you're having each day and sprinkle that on somebody else's day. If your good days are stringing together so much, make sure that you spread that with everybody else. What's up, Chris, Rev, Morgan, Zane, Alina? Lots of kids in the house. What's up, guys? How's it going? Good for you to come here. We're just talking about good feelings. Good feelings. It's good, see? it feels good for me to talk to you. So I want to share that good feeling by sprinkling my magic, I think, on top of your day. And maybe take some of your sad feelings and change them out. So, good, sad feelings, completely normal. If you're stuck in sad, talk to an adult, talk to somebody else, work on some art, do something to kind of change the way that you're thinking, and it's really going to help you get through it. Now, today I want to also remind you guys about the giveaways and all that stuff like that to make sure that we're clear on how it works. So, every Sunday, I'm going to do a giveaway in the evening and figure it out, let everybody know by Monday who won for the week. Here's how it works. Super simple. There's only 3 rules. You're going to need your parents to help you do this. Number 1, your parents are going to need to like the page, okay? They'll know what that means. If you don't know what like the page means, they'll know what that means. It's a thumbs up thing over there. They're going to need to like the page. We need to get a picture of the artwork that you made for your wonder work for the day that's going to be posted in the comments for the episode that we were on. So your parents would put, for what today's wonder work will be, they'll put a picture of it in the comments for this episode. And then the last one is, we just need you to share the show, right? My goal of this is to help other kids across the country that feel like they're alone right now and maybe they're kind of scared and they don't know what's going on, to help them feel at least connected for a little bit, because we have a community of people that are just making some fun stuff together and they can see and they get inspired by you, and it's a way of kind of sprinkling our magic with our little world into a bigger world. So that's the 3 things. Gotta like it, post a picture of it, and by the way, parents, you don't have to put your kid's face in there. You can take just a picture of the actual work. Totally up to you. I'm going to leave that up to you, and then just make sure that you share it. So today, what I want to do is the supplies, right? We're going to do story building today. Now, story building was something that I wanted to show you this. Check out this book that right here. It's kind of hard to see because when I made this, I was a kid, okay? When I made this, I would have been, let's see. It was 1987. I was born in 77. I'd have been about 10 years old. Now check this out. The proof, I tell you guys all the time when I do school visits, I drew just like you guys. Look, that's my drawing. When I was your age, it looks the same as you. Through practice, I got better at it, right? But this book was called Why a Pig Has a Snout, and I made this story up, and I used to do this all the time when I was a kid. I even put like a little copyright page of Tharp Productions on it. So I used to make these all the time, and it's just a really simple storyline, and it made me think about it. So the whole idea was that this pig was born without a snout, and for whatever reason, he had to go to China to get a new snout. His name was Henry. He was a cool pig that was just sad that he didn't have a snout, and so he had to go to China because I guess that's where you go get snouts. And he saw a plastic surgeon. And got his snout, and he got his snout, and he's happy. So, but what this made me do is think about, like when I was a kid, how I wrote stories and how I came up with them. And what I do now as an adult and people pay me for is writing stories. So I thought, what better way than to show you guys a really simple way how to come up with a story. It's just going to be 4 parts. Real simple. We're going to create a character with it, a little illustration with it, and then our wonder work is going to kind of tie all of that together. So if you guys want to get your paper, your markers, we're going to need a couple sheets of paper today, and get your markers or pencils or crayons or whatever you do. I'm going to switch it over. I'm not going to be able to see everybody's comments when I switch over to the overhead one, but Gabby, what's happening? Miss A, what's up? Tori, great to see all you guys. Thanks for stopping by. I'm going to switch it over here real quick. Give me 1 second. We're going to go over here, right on. Okay. So, all right. So we got all of our paper. Boom. Got some markers. I like to use these big fat markers. I think they're the best. I like them, I think, too, because like they're bold lines and it's easier for you guys to see, but also I just really like them. So again, what we're going to do is we're going to follow a really simple pattern. First thing I want to have you guys start with is I want you to start with your blank paper. And we're going to put 2 things on here. And the first thing that we're going to put on here is we're going to think of these as cups, right? Our buckets. And I just want you to make just a really simple, kind of like a rectangle shape, kind of like a cup. Think about it as a cup, right? And just two of them right beside each other, and I want you to put an arrow between each one. And what we're going to put in this one is the word first. It's F-I-R-S-T. First, right? First, something has to happen, right? We'll think of it that way. And in this one, I want you to put the word then. Because, as we know, cause and effect. First time you do something, when you do something, then something happens, okay? And then the next page we're going to start is we're going to do the same thing again. I want you to just make two more of these guys. And this one just is a rectangle with arrows between. Yours don't have to be perfect. You don't even have to do this technically with the boxes if you don't want. Just write the words first, then. And then we're going to do next in this one. And then this one is the end. All right. So, believe it or not, guys, when I write my stories, I start out with something very, very similar to this. I use a little different type of equation, but this is the exact same thing that I used to do when I was a kid, that I do now that people pay me to make up stuff. So this is what I do. So first, something has to happen. Then something happens because of what you did, or the character did, right? Then there's got to be something next, and then we have an end. So if we were looking at my book that I was just talking to you about, you know, Henry was sad that he had no snout, right? Well, first he had to figure out what he was going to do about it. So he decided he was going to go to China because other pigs were laughing at him because he didn't have a snout. So that was his first. He made a decision he was going to do something. Then he went to China to get his nose put on, I guess. And then that was his then. The next thing that happened is because he had a snout, he felt like he was better. He was more of a pig. He felt like he fit in. That was his next. And the end was he was happy. So that was kind of like the really basic structure. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the same sort of thing for our story. And I want you to sit down and we're going to figure out, like, first, what would happen, okay? We're going to make a character here. And I want you guys, for part of your wonder work today, is we're going to make a character. I want you to write out a really simple story. It's maybe 3 or 4 sentences. It doesn't have to be really long. And we're going to say, first something happened. Then this character did something to change that. And then, because of that change, this happened, and then it ended here. So it could be like, my pet goldfish, Billy, was tired of clear bubbles. So he decided he was going to swim in milk. With milk, he made milk bubbles. Then he was super excited about his milk bubbles, and now he has a milkshake shop and is happy. Simple, right? Super simple character, super simple story. Have some fun with it. Parents, if you got a little one, please help with this one. It could be a little difficult, but it's really, I want to help encourage this idea of storytelling, because we can totally have a lot of fun with this in a bunch of different aspects of stuff. So just remember, first, something has to happen. Then because of that, you take an action, right? You do something is what taking action means. And then out of that becomes a result. Something happens, and then we got an end story. Make it silly, goofy, whatever. Okay, so let's get a new piece of paper. Now let's make a character, because a lot of times one of the questions I get asked is if I come up with a character first or if I come up with the story first. And it really depends. In this situation, I think what we're going to do is we're going to make the character first, because it'll help us figure out some stuff. Now, how I want you to make this character is simple. I just want you to do a U, okay? A giant U, just like so, okay? Now, on this U, we're going to use the letter V to do some spikes. 1V, 2V, 3V, 4V. just put some spikes across the top, all right? Now, one of the things that we're going to do is we're going to make some circles on this. So remember we talked about yesterday is we're going to pretend that there's an imaginary line running right down through there, and you're going to just put 2 circles on each side of that line, all right? Now, you can give your character any kind of like expression on this one in particular, because what we're doing is this is called a character design. We're going to do a whole episode on character design, but what we're doing is we're designing what our character is going to be. Now, I want you to take this down here at the bottom, and I want you to put a circle like that at the bottom of it. And whatever your first letter of your name is, I want you to put it inside it. For me, my first letter is a J, so I'm going to put a J inside of that. All right? Now, up here inside of our 2 circles we made, we're going to make those our eyeballs. So put 2 big dots in there, just like so. So now we have something that they can see by, right? And also, what we're going to do is put a mouth on here. Again, put any mouth that you want. I think that it would be kind of fun if he had like a big, giant mouth, right? All right, and now, do you want your character to have teeth or no teeth? If you do, totally up to you. I think that my character would be fun if it had like 2 like kind of like teeth like that out of it. You can put any kind of teeth you want on yours. No teeth at all. You can put its tongue hanging out, whatever. Now I will tell you that one of the things that you can use a lot of is your eyebrows. You can do lots of expression with eyebrows. What we're going to do is just take this, and we're just, eyebrows, real simple. We're just going to make, if you want like rectangles, they could be eyebrows. Really simple there. Okay, the same for the arms. I want to keep the arms really simple for you guys, so it's really easy to do. I just want you to draw just 2 lines out. Super simple, okay? And at the end of those, just put 2 circles. Piece of cake, right? Easy peasy. And outside of those, just gonna put some lines. Boom, 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 boom. All right. Now, you can have some fun with things like legs here. You can do the same thing with like one leg like this. I think it'd be kind of fun if this guy was kind of like, he had like a peg leg. And you can get a peg leg by doing like a little rectangle and then another rectangle underneath it. So, but you're gonna need a foot on this one because right now it'd be really hard to do. And that, remember we just do like our hot dog shape to get that foot on there. And then a way to kind of like add the peg leg effect to it if it was on wood, right? If it looked like the peg leg was wood, if we put some dots. So you can really have a lot of fun with this. If you guys want to put some hair on this character, do it. You can put a tail if you want to put a tail on it. You can put some side spikes. You could put some ears on it. Like, I don't care what you want to do to make this guy yours, but start with this body shape. Get your initial on there. And now you need to come up with a name for him, right? Because if your part of your story is that your name, I think the easiest way to do it would just be your name. Up to you, though. If you want to make up some goofy name for it, you can. So just a little quick recap on this. I'm going to assign this for our reasons here. So just to kind of go right back through one more review, parents, listen up so that way you can help if they feel like they're getting stuck. We're going to start with a story, 4 parts, super simple. It really can just be like, 1 page. It doesn't have to be a whole lot, but then I want you to do an illustration of it. And as we know, an illustrator draws the pictures. The author writes the story. So what we're going to do is we're going to do something that first that happens. Let's say, since I'm going to use my name, let's say this guy's name is Jason. Jason first has decided he wants an ice cream cone. So the first decision he does is he says, I want an ice cream cone. Jason decided he wanted an ice cream cone. So then he jumped into his hot dog mobile because Jason drives a hot dog mobile. So then he jumped in his hot dog mobile to drive to the ice cream shop. Next, he went in and saw Scoops McScooperson, the owner of Scoops A Lot Ice Cream, that gave him 4 scoops of his favorite ice cream, tuna fish and bubblegum ice cream. That made him happy, right? To end it, Jason went to the park, met his buddy, Sammy, and Sammy and Jason ate ice cream at the park, blown tuna fish, bubblegum, bubbles, and they had a great day. the end of story. Super simple. First, then, next, end. Have fun with it. Be goofy. All that stuff like that. So let me switch back over here to this other side. Talk about tomorrow's thing. So, sweet. Hope that was easy to follow along. It can be kind of confusing, but just stick with it. I do know that this lives on Facebook, so you can kind of go back and rewatch it and all that stuff like that, and it'll be a lot easier for you to kind of follow. So again, the last thing that we want to talk about is our wonder word today. Our wonder word today is just practice, right? Practice. Just, it doesn't make perfect because there's no such thing. Just practice is a great way for us to get used to something that we don't know how to do. And so just practice this, practice that, all that good stuff like that. I want to take a minute like we always do here. What's up, guys? Good to see you. And I want you to just think about somebody for a second. We did this yesterday, and I think it's a great way to kind of just reflect a little bit back on it. We just take like about 30 seconds, and I want you to think about somebody that you haven't seen for a while, because they might be sad, they might be thinking that they feel alone and stuff like that. And I just want to take just a quick 30 seconds for us to think about those people, and we're going to start right now. So maybe it's somebody that you haven't seen for a while, or maybe it's your teacher and you haven't seen them and you miss them. Just put some good thoughts out there for them. Think about when they make you laugh. Think about all the cool stuff that they did. Think about like maybe what your favorite thing was to do on the playground, right? All stuff like that. Just whatever it is that you can think about that person. Think as much thoughts of it as you can right now. And that was 30 seconds. Not so bad, right? Okay, so here is the idea for tomorrow. This is going to be fun. This is one of my favorite things to do. So these are called peas, right? But we're going to change what peas are here. So what you're going to need tomorrow are a couple things. You're going to need a can of something. Doesn't have to be peas. Just don't get those big, huge jumbo cans because they're going to be a little bit too big. But keep it small, like soup, peas, like whatever. Get a can of this. We need paper. We're going to need a ruler and some sort of tape. And then, of course, like markers, crayons, and stuff like that. Tomorrow is just going to be all about doing something really fun with this, and it'll be a lot of fun. So again, guys, I want to thank you for everything. I just want to kind of follow through on all this stuff, make sure I got everything. You guys can find out all kinds of drawing videos also on YouTube at Wonderville Studios. I got a lot of books out there too. All the books that are down here, you can see they're all available on Amazon. I'm going to put the link in the comments there for that. But yeah, I just want to thank you guys all for having me. And just remember, guys, one important thing. Even though we all feel sometimes like we're alone right now, and maybe we're missing a lot of people and stuff like that, you're never really alone. There's all kinds of people out there always kind of thinking about all that stuff like that. What's cool about things like this technology is that we can connect and we can do all this stuff. So I'm grateful that you guys have taken the time out of the day to check this stuff out. And just remember, the key to happiness is embracing your unicorniness. Now go out in the world. Well, I guess you can't go out in the world. Go out in your world that you have right now. Be the unicorn. Sprinkle a little bit of magic on somebody else's day. And I will see you guys tomorrow. See ya.